Continuing our mother series, I'm joined here with April and her husband Marty just to talk about their journey through postpartum depression and just to share their story. So thank you for joining us today. I know this is a very difficult situation to talk about, but can you just explain as much as your story as you'd like to?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having us. So 5 years ago, we were put in a situation where we had a premature infant to take care of. And it was kind of hard because we had a lot of pressures that everyone has when they're in the hospital for complications in a pregnancy and whatnot. So we had been in the hospital the month prior to having her, or 3 to 4 weeks before having her, we were in the hospital. And then about 3 weeks into our stay at the NICU, I started to decline in my mental health. And so, sorry.
That's okay.
Anyways, so kind of what happened was I was very high functioning. I was doing well with my infant, so I was confident in taking care of her, and it was hard for others to see that I wasn't doing well mentally. I think from what I've gathered anyways, it was a stressful situation, and for my husband, I guess I'll let him speak for himself, but yeah, what did you feel going through?
I had no idea what was going on with April at all. I thought that I associated it with the baby blues that she had with Eden, and just thought she needed just basic encouragement, and you know, there's family coming routinely and friends to visit her, and you know, I thought that she, like, it would just, how she was feeling would disappear within a couple weeks. And so I'd already taken substantial time off work, and felt pressure to get back to work, and kind of left her in the care of the hospital, as well as friends having no idea what was going on at all.
Yeah, so about 3 weeks in, he had to be back at work, and I started to notice that my thought processes were not healthy. And so about 4 days into not sleeping well, I contacted the support nurse in our NICU, and I just explained to her that my father had passed away from suicide a few years back, and I didn't want to have that happen to me, I said. And I said that I was having bad thoughts. And she believed in me, and she hoped the best in me, and it was wonderful because she listened and she was great. And so in no way was she not there for me, but she just hoped that once I was home with my husband again, that things would kind of balance out, and that I would sleep again and I would feel comforted and have that support. And so once we were home, she believed we would be in a much better situation. So that was fair, and I think she did her best and everything. But the reason I share that is because I did reach out, and I took the postpartum depression test, and I failed it. Yeah. And yeah, I was unfortunate. It was an unfortunate situation that I was sent home with that. But in no way do I have bad feelings about that. I just share it because I want for when the next person reaches out to be getting the attention that they need, I guess. So that's a big piece of our story, I guess, because Marty also felt like if he would have known that, he would have done other things as well, I think, right?
I mean,
like,
I would have stayed at the hospital longer, and finances would be less of a priority.
And so I guess, when did you start to feel like you can, I guess, overcome this just a little bit?
Wow, that's a big question. I would say, as of recently, in the past 18 months, my mental health has gotten a lot better, but it had gotten very poor before it could get better. And unfortunately, in my story, there's a very sad portion where I did go into psychosis. And I guess that wasn't your question, sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, so in my story, what I do find that I need to share with people is that it is a real thing, and that once insomnia had hit me when I was home, I didn't sleep for 4 days, and actually did attempt suicide. So I share that again just to spread awareness so that other moms when they are in that situation, and other dads when they are in the support situation, just that they can do all they can try to do is get help right away, and for it to be taken very seriously, because I seemed okay, but I was not okay. And you can look okay, but definitely not be okay.
Yes.
So yeah, so I would say in the past 18 months, I've really started to feel like myself again, which has been wonderful.
And I guess, so for those moms and dads who are going through a similar situation, I guess what you would say, what would you say to them who are, you know, they're wanting to get support, but they don't know how?
They don't know how. I would say there's a lot of amazing resources now. It's almost impossible to feel like you can reach out when you need to reach out. So if a woman or a man in a crisis says, "I'm not okay, I know I'm not okay," those words need to be taken so seriously, immediately. And it's very hard to say those words. And so when one person reaches out, it just needs to be taken very seriously, I guess. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, like the first step is awareness, because I didn't have any of it. So, you know, I was prioritizing money, finances, and stuff like that, thinking that was what needed to be dealt with, and that would help April feel less stressed or help her family situation improve. And, you know, I'm not, I can't remember how clear she was with me about like how she was doing. I feel like she could have been more clear perhaps, or maybe, you know, my focus was off and not, I had no comprehension of the whole issue. I didn't even know what postpartum depression was. So I wasn't very educated to take it seriously, and then just responded with encouragement type things. And, oh, you'll get better, you'll do fine.
Best. Sorry.
Yeah, I kind of did want to believe the best, that she would get better. But the first step for someone going through it is if they can let the people around them who care about them know that this is very serious, and that it requires, that's what my sister said to me, is this is going to require like medical attention. Like you can't just slough it off or whatever. And so that's kind of when I started like really keeping people around April. But even that wasn't enough. And she needed to see people who are professionals in the area to deal with medication for her.
As well as not being left alone is very important in those days.
Okay, well, I just wanted to thank you so much for coming in and sharing stories. I know that sharing these types of stories is going to help a lot of women and men in this same situation. So thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thank you.